He is a 3-time PGA Tour winner. It's Leonard Thompson. Leonard, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Brian?
Man, we're great. We are great.
You're still hanging out with that guy that works with you?
He keeps showing up. I think he feels the same way. I keep showing up.
They can't get rid of us. We're under contract.
Let me tell you, the guy that you just talked to, Pinehurst, I grew up about 20 miles from Pinehurst. And the first Open I ever qualified for on Pinehurst number 2. As a kid, I played there in the summers. I tell people I started there, and it's been downhill ever since.
That's a heck of a place to qualify for a U.S. Open. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. Have you seen Pinehurst recently? Do you like what they've done to it?
Ben Crenshaw called me when they got the job to redo it and told me that they were going to put it like it was when I was a kid. And a year after he finished it, I went back, and they got really close to the way it was in the 60s and 50s. Really close.
Yeah, they lined it up with all the aerial photography. It's stunning. All right, look, I want to get the important stuff out of the way here because I want to be able to hear from Leonard Thompson. You are here on behalf of our friends at SQAIRZ Golf Shoes. I enjoy the SQAIRZ Golf Shoes. What got you into them?
This is a good story, and this is why Bob wanted me to be on, I guess. The first time I ever saw an ad with Nick, I was sitting with a bunch of guys, and it's something like you would have said, John. I saw that ad, and I said, that is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. I said, there is no way in the world any of this is true. So I called, and they sent me a pair. I got them, and I have not had another shoe on since. And I played the tour 44 years and wore the same golf shoe, high-quality shoe, had never had a problem with the shoe. I'm not going to say the name, but the day that I got these SQAIRZ, I have never worn another golf shoe since. And thinking of qualifying 36 holes, they would have been fantastic. It's the perfect day to do this. Truly golf's longest day. And by the way, when I qualified, I had to go 39 holes, not 36.
Oh, my goodness.
First time. So.
Wow. Yeah, like I love them.
Going an extra 3.
Yes. Those playoffs are painful, especially when there's like 7 for 2 or one of those. I was in one that was 11 for 2 once.
Well, this SQAIRZ thing with that bigger toe box and everything, it's so much more comfortable. I told Bob at SQAIRZ, I said, I'm not sure I gained 8 yards, but I sure gained a lot of comfort. And you were in one 11 for 2 one time, John?
Yeah. For the what year was that? 01? Yeah, 01. It was for the U.S. Open at Southern Hills. And,
oh man, that's another great golf course.
Yeah, 3 of us birdied the first hole, so 8 were out, and then unfortunately, Bill Glasson missed a short one on the second hole, and somehow I snuck in there. I love the SQAIRZ too. I think what I like about them is I feel more rooted to the ground when I wear them, when I make a golf swing. I don't know if I've gained 8 yards either. I don't know how you could measure that. I can still hear it land, but boy, I agree with you. I make better golf swings wearing these shoes.
I think they make a lighter one now. He started making a lighter SQAIRZ. The ones you and I have probably are a little bit heavier, but they're heavier by design to do just what you said, to help you get a little more ground force into it. And I think I get more ground force. At 77 years old, I don't think I'm going to gain. You could give me a pencil ball like we used to play a British ball. I don't think I'd gain much distance.
I don't know about that. How is your game right now, Leonard?
It's okay for a guy as I tell people, for a guy my age, I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay.
I want to ask you.
Almost every day on the way home from the golf course you guys are on, so I listen to you quite often. I'm in Birmingham now at Greystone Country Club.
Oh, that's not far away. I got to come
appreciate that. I get to work every now and then with a guy that came to Wake Forest after you'd been there for a little while. what was Lanny Watkins like when he walked on campus all those years ago?
Cockiest kid you ever saw in your life. But you know what? It's like who was it? Dizzy Dean said it one time. If you can do it, it ain't bragging. And he could do it from day one.
Wow.
Oh, I like that.
He is a great friend. He and I have been friends a long, long time. But John, he was one of those guys that if you're in a foxhole and you knew somebody was going to get killed, you are the guys on the other side. You want Lanny on your side.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a story about Lanny I'll tell you at some point in time. Him jumping into a moving vehicle to stop it before it hit people at his age. And I played with him a few weeks ago in Dallas, and he still hits it just fine. I mean,
yeah.
he can shoot his age anytime he wants to.
He was we had some good times at Wake Forest. We were the first team to win the ACC. I mean, we won it 3 years in a row. He was the third year. I think we won by 32 shots one time. Lanny was spectacular. Still is.
You were as well. Leonard Thompson, our guest. More than 1,000 PGA Tour starts. Talking about SQAIRZ golf shoes. Father's Day promotion over at SQAIRZ.com. And it's SQAIRZ. $30 off. Father's Day is Sunday of the U.S. Open. I think a lot of you knew that, but you may not have. And it's a perfect excuse to buy yourself some golf shoes, if nothing else. SQAIRZ.com.
Brian, let me tell you, I just did an ad for them it's going to be on the internet, and I went through the whole thing. And at the end, I said, and go out and get yourself a pair of these SQAIRZ. And I tried to spell it, and I spelled it wrong.
That's all right.
And I said, okay, I can't even spell it, and I still love them.
They don't require you to spell. There's no adding in golf. There's no spelling either. We got a couple.
We didn't have that at Wake Forest.
Got about 3 minutes left, I think, Leonard, before we run out of time on the show. I got to get your thoughts on what's going on in the world of golf right now. How do you feel about all this?
I knew you were going to ask that. I got to tell you something. These guys that went to live, all I think they did was make a business decision. I got nothing against them if they're willing to take the money and hush about the PGA Tour. I'm a PGA Tour guy all the way. I think some of them took the money, said, look, Tour gave me an opportunity to do this. I thank them. I got nothing but good things to say about them, but I can't turn this down. I understand that. When John and I started playing the Tour, we started playing the Tour to make money, make a living. When somebody offers you generational changing wealth, it's just hard to turn down. And my only wish is that I was still playing and they'd offered me some of that. and the people talking about blood money, I mean, do they know who the Tour sponsors have been over the years? I mean, we played in Las Vegas for a long time. I mean, do they think this is sponsored by the First Baptist Church of Las Vegas? Because we got all kinds of sponsors, man.
They've had a lot of sponsors over the years. I don't think that's one of them. I'll look it up.
Nope, I don't think it is either. You know, I got no issue with them. But, you know, I really don't.
How do you think it all gets resolved, or does it?
That's above my pay grade, John, but I'll tell you this. The only thing that Jay Monahan said that has made any sense to me in this whole deal was one of the first interviews he said when he said, if you're fighting a war and dollar bills are bullets, we can't compete with the Saudis. I agree with that 100%, and I don't know how you solve that problem.
No.
Maybe you guys got an answer. I don't have an answer.
No, you listen enough. You know we don't have an answer.
You know who we are.
Yeah, we tried. Leonard, it is
Well,
delightful.
But you know something, Brian? Tour players are the smartest guys in the world. You can ask John. We know everything.
Yeah, that's been part of the problem.
I think that might be one of the issues right now. There's no question about it.
Am I right, John?
You know, we had a high school science teacher on a few minutes ago, and the last time I took a science class was in high school. And I'm pretty sure that I could still dissect that frog if I needed to.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I somehow missed that day. I don't know how I missed that day. Leonard, it's awesome having you on. Let's do this again. I mean, you're coming on to tell us about SQAIRZ, SQAIRZ.com, Father's Day promotion, $30 off. But let's do this again more often, man. That was really cool.
Anytime you guys need me, you got my number. And yeah, you've done the public a service here. If they go out and give themselves a chance, these SQAIRZ will be in a lot of locker rooms that they aren't in right now. They're a good product. People should give them a try.
I agree with you. Leonard, thank you so much.